Hey guys, it's the Parentrepreneurs here. We're back for our Sunday recording. Last week we sent out a poll on what you guys wanted to hear from us, and it was either between juggling parenting and owning a business or how to get rid of debt quick. And the majority of you chose how to get rid of debt quick. So today we're gonna share 3 points of how to get rid of debt quick, and I guess we'll talk about a bit of our personal experience. I was actually in debt, credit card loan debt, an amount of, I think it was like 7,000 or something like that. And to be honest, I was really ashamed of sharing that with my husband because I didn't want him to know that I failed him essentially. And basically these 3 steps is going to talk about what we did as a couple and in our marriage that helped solve my debt problem.
So the first step to get rid of debt fast is to analyze your financial. So what you want to do is you want to list out debt that you have, and from there you can determine to see which one you can tackle off first. So it's very intuitive to try to pay off the largest amount or the most debt that you have. But what you actually want to do is you want to tackle the one that are the smallest, because that's going to be the easiest. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you have 2 debts. So one of them is 10,000 at 5% interest, where the second one is 5,000 and it's a 2.5% interest. A lot of people, and it makes sense to pay off the one that's the highest because you're paying more interest. And in your mind, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be paying so much interest, so I want to tackle off the 5% first. But in reality, you want to pay off the smallest one first, because once you accomplish that, there's this thing that we call a snowball effect, where you accomplish one thing, then you want to accomplish the second thing, then the third thing, then so on.
It just keeps you motivated to pay off the next debt after the one you've paid off.
Once you list all that out, you want to see how much is going into your account and also how much is going out. If you can determine that, okay, you're making 4,000 a month, expense is, you should have 4,000 as well, that means you have nothing in the bank.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add too, there are tools out there that can help you track your money spending. So a really good app is Mint. And also you can do like your tracking your monthly income and your expenses through Excel, which is a really good tool to use. So all of these tools are available and they're free, so I mean, utilize them.
And it's all automated too. With Mint, it's a really smart technology, or it's just very easy to use, because what you do is you just link it to your bank account, and whatever, if you use your debit card or credit card, it's gonna be recorded. And let's say you have a budget for food that is per week is $200, and you go over that, then it's gonna notify you that, hey, you overspent this week. So it keeps you on track on what your goals are, and having that app is really useful.
Yeah, it makes you accountable. So on to our second point, which is to increase your income. So one of the ways that you can increase your income, or I guess have like extra money, is by selling things that you don't need. And we know like Marie Kondo was a huge thing that just happened. She got rid of lots of stuff, like she purged everything in her docu-series. But what you can do is you can sell it. You don't have to necessarily get rid of it. If it's good quality, if you haven't used it, I mean, why not, right? Like sell it on Poshmark. Like that's another platform on the internet where you can sell to people who are willing to buy your stuff.
And there's a lot of platforms out there. So you like think eBay. About eBay, you talk about Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace. There's many ways to sell your stuff online now, and it's a lot easier to get rid of those stuff and make money, because most of the stuff that you have, maybe it's been accumulating over time, and it's time to let that go and just sell it so you can pay off. So you can use that towards paying your debt, is basically what he's saying. So another way to generate more income is to take your hobbies. So for example, playing piano, like I love doing that on the side, like just to be creative. I could take that skill that I have and teach students, right? So that could be one way to make money as well. Like take your hobby, something that you love, and you can generate more income that way on the side, on top of your career or your 9-to-5 job if you want. Another high income skill that we noticed that we saw was teaching or educating people online. For example, if you're in the medical field, there's this guy on YouTube, his name is Dr. Mike. From the ad revenue that he's generating just on the videos alone that he makes ton of money. So just if you have a skill in your career and you can transfer that to a video or educating people, then you can make money off that as well.
And the third thing we'd like to talk about is decreasing your spending.
So so if you think about it, if you want something, then is that really a need? So you have to ask yourself, once you list out your financial, is okay, which one is a want and which one is a need? So anything that is a want, then you wanna try to eliminate from your expenses. Whereas if it's a need, then it's mandatory for you to pay those expenses. So you don't want to get rid of that. So a great example is maybe new clothes or something like that. When you see something, you know, in the mall that's trending and new clothes that you want, so that's a want that you necessarily don't need, but just to make you feel good, then you buy this product. So it's kind of like an impulse purchase. So you don't want to do that.
If you want to decrease your spending, you have to hang around people who don't spend as much. Because I notice if you're around people who love to spend money, who buy things, expensive trips, of course you're going to be like wanting to follow in their footsteps too, because you have like that envious side of you, right, that wants to be like, oh, I can do that too. But you got to put your priorities in check and think to yourself like, okay, would I want to put myself in more debt, or can I pay this off and then worry about like traveling later, or reward yourself with a nice handbag later on in life, and it'll be a high quality purchase, you know what I mean? So you have to prioritize your debt first compared to prioritizing like yourself.
It's only temporary because the way you go in debt, and there's a good debt and bad debt. So we're talking about bad debt here. Most of the people that are in debt is because they either didn't care or they wanted to pay it off later. You make that plan to eliminate, you know, that debt, then you're gonna be far off ahead. Because if you don't and you just hold it off, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. Because we realized this, that when Camille had her debt,
it started off like $1,000 bill.
It started off,
and then in a couple of months it became $7,000, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I was like in denial. Like I was like, no, you know what? I can pay this off. And I didn't even realize how fast within like 6 months it went from 1,000 to 7,000. And I was just thinking to myself, how did this happen? It was because I wasn't aware, and also I was in denial and I didn't want to face it. So that was a huge problem on my part.
Yeah, so just remember guys, is if you want to pay bad debt fast, you got to make sure that you get to it head on and list it out and have a plan. Because once you do that, you're going to be very successful. Analyze your financial. Second is to increase your income, and third is to decrease your expenses.
Yeah, so that was a great talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat, and I hope this is really helpful for you guys, because we want to bring value to you, and we share our personal experience. Like, we're very transparent when it comes to this kind of stuff, because we're really passionate about it, and we want to help people succeed. We want to see people saying like, oh, Camille, Mac, I'm really happy that we watched your videos. Like, that would mean so much to us. So thank you for watching. We're gonna send out another poll on Instagram asking you guys what you want to hear. And until then, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.